Hey guys, this is Warhawk Beyond 2040, bringing to you a brand new awesome yet crazy theory, and this is the first time in quite a while that we've had a brand new theory video for this series. In fact, the last time that we've had one was back in November 2019, so it's been more than 6 months since we've had a theory video. And this also marks the first time in 2020 that you're getting a brand new theory video. Now, if you look back at all of the theory videos that I've done quite a few for the Arrowverse. I've even done one for DC's Cinematic Universe. I've done quite a few for the MCU. I've even done one for the DCAU. But I've never done a theory video for Titans. And this is something that I've been wanting to do for quite a while. I'm a big fan of the Titans TV show. I've seen seasons 1 and 2. I think it's a very dark but very well written show. And I've been wanting to do a theory video on Titans for a long time. And this theory in particular is something that I've been wanting to get my teeth into for quite a while. So with that all said, today's theory video is going to be about my theory on how Titans can set up Jason Todd to become the Red Hood. Ever since Jason Todd made his live-action debut in Season 1 of Titans, he's been, in my opinion, one of the best things I love about the show. He's been a real breath of fresh air, and he's one of the main reasons why I watch Titans. He's so much fun. He's very cocky, he's very brash, and incredibly arrogant. And he's a little bit different to the version in the comic books. This version of Jason Todd for the show, he treats Batman like he's a very famous celebrity, and he plays up to the idea that Robin is very famous, and he goes around telling anybody who will listen to him that, hey, I'm Robin, I'm Batman's sidekick, I get to go out every night with the Dark Knight, beating villains to a bloody pulp, I even get to drive the Batmobile, I get to have access to all these cool gadgets, and chicks dig Robin, what's not to like? So this version of Robin / Jason Todd, he's more of a fanboy, and for the most part it works, and I think it's downright hilarious in my opinion. But hardcore fans like you and myself know that Jason Todd will eventually go down a very dark path, which will lead to him getting killed off and coming back as the villainous Red Hood. But however, how do we get to that point? How do Titans set up Jason Todd to become the Red Hood? Now, what I would have is, all throughout Season 3, Jason Todd's getting more and more cocky, more and more reckless, and very careless, and just not caring, period. And his attitude would always be like, I'm Robin, I can do anything, I've got Batman, you know, I can take care of myself. You guys are just jealous because I get to hang out with Batman and you don't. So you could have that whole build-up of Jason Todd just not caring at all. And I would probably have him killed off at maybe the second to last episode of Season 3. So if the show's got 13 episodes, maybe he could die in episode 12, and in episode 13 he could have his funeral, so all the Titans, Dick, Bruce, could all go to his funeral and mourn the death of Jason Todd. Now, my theory on how we get to that point. What I would have all throughout Season 3, aside from Jason Todd's careless actions, Raven could get a number of visions from the future about Jason Todd dying in action. So maybe for like the first episode or the second episode, she could have a vision of Jason Todd lying in a pool of his own blood, tied up, getting pounded with a crowbar. But we don't see who it is yet. So each episode and each vision we see is just a little bit closer to what happens to Jason Todd. So vision 1 could be a crowbar just pounding away at Jason Todd's bloodied body. The second vision you could have is a shadowy figure in a purple coat pounding away at him and laughing. And the third vision, you see it's the Joker, but you don't see all of the Joker. You see a little glimpse of the Joker. So Raven could see the Joker from his point of view beating the crap out of Jason Todd in an abandoned warehouse. And the fourth or fifth vision, depending on how many she gets, she sees Jason Todd get blown to bits in a warehouse. So she could confide in Dick Grayson and tell him that, you know, I've been seeing these visions of Jason Todd dying in action, and they're getting stronger and stronger, and the Joker is the one who kills him. I think we need to tell Jason what's going to happen to him before he ends up getting himself killed. And Dick Grayson could say, well, I don't see any point telling Jason about stuff that may not even happen. Sure, he's very cocky, he's very arrogant, but he's still learning. He's been robbing for, I would say for this show, I would say he's been robbing for about 3 years by this point. So Dick could say he's still learning, but if you're that concerned, I'll keep an extra eye on him. I'll tell Bruce to keep an extra eye on him. Don't worry about it. The boy's still learning. He'll be fine. Don't worry. Now, what you could also have is the Joker has escaped from Arkham and he's ran off to Bosnia, just like in the graphic novel, and Bruce Wayne gives Titans the information they need to find the Joker's location. And Jason says, well, I'm coming too. And Dick goes, no, you're not. And Jason goes, well, why not? Come on, dude. I'm robbing. And Dick could say, yeah, I know, but you've only been robbing for a few years. You know, you've never dealt with someone like the Joker. I think you should let me and Bruce and the Titans handle this. You're not ready. And Bruce could say, well, I don't know really, Dick. I mean, the boy has proved himself, and, you know, I think he's more than ready to take on someone like the Joker. And Dick could say, I just don't think it's a good idea at this point. I think Jason should stay. And Jason could say, well, I'm not listening to you. Anyway, stop being such a sourpuss. I can take care of myself. I'm Robin. I can do anything. And Dick and Raven could look at each other and think, this may not end well. And then Dick and Bruce could have a conversation later on, and Dick could tell Bruce that Raven has seen these visions of Jason getting himself killed by the Joker, and he just won't listen to anyone. And Bruce could laugh and say, well, he reminds me a lot of you when you was that age. You was exactly a bit of a hothead. And Dick could say, yeah, I know I was, but I never got myself killed. I understood my place, and besides, I learned from you. And Bruce says, look, Jason is still a boy. He's still learning. He'll be fine. Don't worry about it, but just keep an eye on him. So they go to Bosnia. They run into the Joker and his gang, and they start fighting. And Jason, in his Robin gear, says, I'm going after the Joker. And Dick could say, no, wait, you'll need backup. And Jason could say, screw you, I'm going after the Joker. I've got this. Not a problem. And that's it. We don't see Jason ever again. And then I would say the second to last episode, we see Jason Todd is all tied up, and the Joker is just pounding away at him with a crowbar, and he could say to him, Well, where are your Titan friends now, huh? Where's Batman? No one's coming to save you, kid. And what could happen is Jason could try to escape, but he's too bloodied and too bruised and hurt, and Joker blows up the building, and we get that iconic shot, obviously, of Batman pulling out Jason's bloodied body from the rubble, and Dick Grayson and all of the Titan members are just standing there, very emotional and very upset. So all of the lead up is basically Death in the Family, but with a bit of a Titans twist. Now, how do we get to Jason Todd becoming the Red Hood? So after the last episode, you would have the funeral, and then season 4 would introduce the live action debut of Tim Drake as Robin, and he's been Robin, I would say, by this point in season 4 for about 2 years, and he's already a full-time member of the Titans. For the first episode of season 4, I would recreate the opening prologue from the Batman Hush graphic novel, where we see Clayface pretending to be Jason Todd, all dressed in Thomas Elliott's Hush gear, and kidnaps Tim Drake and tries to murder him at an open gravesite. And you could have Batman, Nightwing, and a couple of Titans members trying to convince who they think is Jason Todd from not killing Tim, and Jason Todd could go on this massive rant about, how could you leave me to die? I thought you were my friends. I haven't even been dead a year and already you've replaced me with a new Robin. How could you do this to me? And they all figure out that, hang on a minute, how would Jason know about a new Robin unless someone's told him? And that's when they figure out that Jason Todd is actually Clayface and that Jason Todd is still dead. But this would also set up Jason Todd's return from the dead. Now, for most of the 4th season, you could have a mysterious figure in a red mask and biker gear going around killing off all of the top criminals around the world and in Gotham, and Dick and all the others are trying to figure out who this new player is who is trying to kill off all of the top villains. So this is kind of like the Under the Red Hood storyline, but with a bit of a Titans twist. And you could have the big reveal maybe second to last episode of season 4, and then the season 4 finale you could have Nightwing versus the Red Hood, so Dick Grayson versus Jason Todd. So that would be my way of bringing Jason Todd into Titans as the Red Hood. So you could build up this huge fight between Nightwing and the Red Hood, because we've kind of seen Jason and Dick go at it a little bit, but that was just more of them having words with each other. This time round, Nightwing's fully matured as a leader and as a fighter, and Jason Todd is just an absolute crazed, delusional maniac. Now, in terms of the resurrection of Jason Todd, I would still stick with the Lazarus Pit concept, because I've always preferred that idea than the other one where Superman punched a hole in time and the events of Death in the Family played in a different way. So I would stick with the Lazarus Pit concept because I just think it's a lot more cooler. And there you have it, guys. That's pretty much my theory on how I think Jason Todd could become the Red Hood for Titans. And obviously there are some similarities to Death in the Family and Under the Red Hood, but that's pretty much how I would like to see Jason Todd become the Red Hood, and that's pretty much how I'd like to see it played out in seasons 3 and 4 of Titans. So with that all said, I'm going to wrap this up now and leave this here for you guys. How do you think you would play out the events leading up to Jason Todd becoming the Red Hood? Would you go with this, or would you go with something completely different? You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will see all of you next time. So till then, take care and stay safe, and bye for now.